So, um, I've got a very special guest tonight. Dilly sings. Dilly, how you dey? How you dey? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is going to be extremely exciting. And with all that is going on around the world, one of the best things for you to do for yourself right now is to be able to earn US dollars from the comfort of your home. So, I have a special guest. You will not regret joining tonight. Usually, people want to request to hear gist. People want to request and join us so they can gossip. Who is dating who? Who's sleeping with who? I was reading something about um, Nigeria. We have Dr. Finn with us, and
Hi,
somebody
Dr.
said
Finn.
only 2,000 people in the whole country downloaded one particular document that everybody's supposed to read. So, you want to be progressive in life, you've got to have access to information. It's not about having a first class in school. You can have a first class and not have the right information and end up being employed by someone who has a third class or even a pass. So, welcome, Dr. Finn. How are you doing?
I am good. Hi, Daddy Free. It's been a minute.
It
I'm
has, it
good.
has, it has. And today, the conversation is working remotely, why remote work matters globally and locally. Some people cannot travel. There are some people abroad. Like right now, the UK is particularly tight. And a lot of people who have jackpot are jackpot dying. And what if, for one reason or the other, you've been trying to travel, but you couldn't? There was a young man I brought to my life who told his story. He went abroad, but his wife couldn't join him because they married him to some. The agent that took him abroad did fake wedding certificate for some other girl and used that fake wedding certificate to carry the girl abroad. So he now has a wife that he has never met before in his life, while his wife was banned from applying for a visa. What choice does he have? Eventually, he has to come back home. Is it that he forgets about his wife or he forgets about the jackpot? He has to do one of the above. And when faced with situations like that, and when faced with the take home salary in Nigeria that cannot take you home from the work that you went to and you need to come home from, what really are your choices? So, this leaves us with the very first question. Can somebody living in Nigeria or Ghana realistically earn dollars through remote tech work? Is it possible? With us tonight, we've got Dr. Finn. Let me give him a very, very befitting introduction. He is a research tech executive with over 15 years of experience in product development, innovation, and strategic leadership. He has successfully launched and scaled more than 30 groundbreaking products, generating over 50 million US dollars in revenue. With a passion for education and empowerment, Dr. Finn has taught tech courses across diploma, undergraduate, and master's programs in Europe and North America, guiding thousands of professionals into high grown tech careers. His teaching spans key areas such as AI, product management, and digital transformation. Beyond the classroom, Dr. Finn mentors startup founders and advises established companies on digital strategy, technology adoption, grant funding to accelerate growth, and his deep focus on customer experience and continuous improvement drives tangible outcomes in every organization that Dr. Finn has supported. A respected thought leader and career coach, Dr. Finn is on the mission to help 1 million people break into tech and thrive in the digital economy. So, if you're hearing about Dr. Finn for the first time, I think you are in the right place. Dr. Finn is also one of my friends, um, that very popular Nollywood actress that joins us, Cynthia. Sin Baby, Sin Berry. Dr. Finn is her teacher. So, Dr. Finn, back to my question, can somebody living in Nigeria or Ghana realistically earn dollars through remote tech work?
Thanks for having me, Daddy Freeze. The short answer is yes.
Hmm.
So now we're living in a global world where when people think of earning online, we're kind of familiar with certain areas, maybe trading, Bitcoin, and all of that. But forgetting that people need you to take care of tasks for them. And if you look specifically to Africa, people are not aware of this, but Africa has right now is estimated to hit over $3 billion based on revenue generated online. What does that mean? Fintech. But there's a major area that we're forgetting, which is human capital. And there are certain countries that has taken advantage of this, and we don't even need to replicate. We don't need to go and reinvent the way we can just replicate it. For example, India has most of their employees locally generating revenue from them, from companies in the UK, US, Canada, and all of that. Philippines supports most of the operational services for North America. Now, one of the top agencies that even provides services to people remotely is actually owned by Nigeria. That actually went to the Philippines, set up an agency to help people transition and work remotely. Why? Prior to COVID, companies were used to the micromanaging concept of working, which means I need to be able to walk behind you, see you, talk to you. But COVID, even though we don't like it, it's not something we would want to ever happen again, made us realize that I do not need to see you every day to get your work done. If I have the processes and the systems in place for this to be delivered. And then companies are asking themselves a very simple question. Why am I paying top dollars for certain type of tasks for people abroad when I can ship it overseas? That's where Indians have positioned themselves. That's where Filipinos are positioned. That's where people are working. The Emirates, the UAE have positioned themselves to take these jobs. But one thing that people don't realize is that Africa has the youngest population of an average of between 15 to 18 years, which means that every other economy is shrinking by population, but we are expanding and growing. Which means that if you need young people that you can teach, where would you go to? The place that has them already available.
In leaps and bounds.
We have them available, and we're also seeing that the digital economy, for example, if I need somebody to manage my social media, why do I need to pay somebody here to do that? Why I can ship it offshore? If I need somebody to manage operations for me, why do I need to get them to do it here or I ship it offshore? So there are a lot of positions and companies now that, and I was talking to someone within the customer service support space actually yesterday that wants to take a program because their company just packed up and moved to the Philippines. Literally. So imagine working in a company for 5 years. They're like, oh, we'll pay you up because we have shifted everything offshore.
Wow.
So if we do not start positioning ourselves to be the location where people can outsource, and a lot of companies now, if you go on LinkedIn, there are a lot of job plans are writing it there that they are accepting people now from Africa.
Wow. So this is no longer us reading about it on the blogs. It is beginning to happen.
Yes. And even though, and nowadays, due to this already getting set up, and people are doing it in small phases. But where the gap comes in is the structure that helps you to learn the needed skill set, connect you to the right people to ensure that we fix that gap of the operational excellence that they want. So yes, people in Nigeria today are earning in dollars, and they are not software developers. They are not data scientists. They are not writing code. They're doing non-coding roles, designers. Virtual assistant, personal assistant. A lot of executives in North America, the personal assistant are in the Philippines or Africa now.
Wow.
What's the closest way to grow your career than to work with a leader or a startup that is trying to grow their brand, and you learn firsthand from top-notch companies that have the needed skill set while also earning in dollars. Because
wow.
if you are in Toronto and I'm in Montreal, I'm not seeing you. And if you're in Lagos and I'm in Montreal right now, I can't see you. So what's the difference? So there's a mindset shift. And as Africans, we need to position ourselves. Because Ghana isn't wasting time. South Africa isn't wasting time. Nigeria needs to start positioning themselves, or Nigerians need to start positioning themselves.
Wow, wow, wow. Now, I spoke about this earlier on. Many immigrants abroad feel stuck in survival jobs. Can remote tech work be a way out?
Yes. So when you move as an immigrant here, because of the exchange rate, you need by the time you change your currency here, you now realize that it's going faster than you expect. So you need something to be able to cushion it. So you need certain opportunities. And most times, most of the non-skilled jobs are the ones that are easy to get to, so people jump into those survival jobs. But what happens is that by the time you start earning in dollars and you're within your first time, you start converting those survival jobs, you see it as big money. But after a while, the cost of living catches up with you, and you realize that the survival job is not a long-term thing. And second, I was speaking to someone that's been in the country for about 5 years when I spoke at the webinar a couple of weeks ago, that he forgot because he got comfortable and he realized I've been abroad 5 years and I do not have any job I can put on my CV. I've made money. I've worked somewhere. But there's nothing I can write on my CV to go apply for a job. So it means like I did not exist for 5 years that I was in the country.
Wow.
Because you paid bills, you did anything that you could find. So yes, that's one of the areas that could get you. And especially within the tech space now that companies are more flexible, even whether you are in the country or in another country, why don't you position yourself? Because companies do not pay you for time anymore. They pay you for value. Formerly it was you show up 9, you show up 5, we give you tasks. Now we can't monitor you. So how much value did you add? Did you solve problems for us? Did you generate revenue for us? Did you help us meet our target? Did you help us make our clients happy? There's customer experience. So there are a lot of positions that are opening up now remotely that are not survival jobs that you can put on your CV and you can use to grow and build a career path. Because one of the biggest things that in North America or in Europe, everywhere outside Africa is that career trajectory, you need to create it. And you need to find roles that help you grow. If not, you could be stuck in a role for 20 years. You're earning money, they're increasing your salary by 1 to 3% every year, but you're not growing.
Growth has eluded you.
Yeah.
Wow. Somebody said in the comment section that UK migrant don't cast up plenty with Jackpada. What do you have to say about that?
So, good sir, I actually in the UK years back when it was less busy, but a lot of us kind of saw the trajectory coming, which because of the proximity to Africa. You want to come to North America, it's double the distance. So UK, it's closer. And then when they switched, their immigration policies, it made it easy for certain rules to come. Which means that anytime you switch policies, while you're getting skilled people, you're also going to get unskilled people. But within the UK, what people don't know is that there's a booming tech scene and infrastructural support that the UK and countries around them, France, and all of that, are now looking to ensure that over time they build the needed workforce. Even in the UK, people don't know that they have a tech work visa, specifically for people that can work in the tech space.
In the UK?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
So they have specific visas. So it's about finding those skilled areas that you can fit in. And secondly, when you go in there, are you going there to build a reputation? Because if you look at the people that are successful, nobody's going to kick you out if you're adding to the bottom line of, and you're paying your taxes and you're contributing. Yes, but I would like it or not, the UK is getting crowded. But it's not crowded in terms of mid-level careers. It's crowded at the bottom.
It's lonely at the top and crowded at the bottom.
It's everywhere in every country. How many billionaires do you know? How many trillionaires do you? So as it goes down, the crowd increases. The more you climb and you improve the skill set that you can provide, the value you can give, then you wouldn't bother about. For example, I live in a French city in Canada, which everybody runs from. But because I'm a tech person, it doesn't matter where I am. They will speak English with me because I can add value to their businesses. I don't want to go into some of those policies because it goes into a lot of languages that might not be.
Do you speak French?
But the bottom line is not at all. My kids speak French though, but I don't. But it's never affected me because people will make exceptions for you when you can add value. So ask yourself, how can I add value? And whatever policies they do around will not affect you because they would actually, we're not talking about people like you. We're talking about people that are dragging the basic unskilled labor. That's the right term to use.
So as some people are singing is lonely at the top, lonely, lonely, lonely.
It is.
Some people are singing is crowded at the bottom, crowded, crowded, crowded. Wow. This is so absolutely interesting. Dr. Finn, I want to ask you another question. What are the fastest growing roles available right now in tech? Something that you recommend?
So for entry-level people, there are certain roles now that are growing rapidly. People need employees to manage operations of their business. And it falls into like project management, personal assistant, delivery of what we call steps within your supply chain. So for example, let's say a real estate business needs somebody to schedule appointments, send out emails and all of that, and take care to generate leads for them. So marketing, tech marketing. And within the tech marketing, there's a lot of areas. We have influencers. We also have social media management. And many people want to be able to go and be scheduling their posts, creating their posts, editing their posts nowadays. So the ability to be able to help people deliver steps within their business. So one key area or one area I started talking about is social media management. People need somebody to help them manage day to day. And I can not be closing clients and at the same time editing videos, posting pictures, scheduling posts, writing captions. People also need people to help them generate leads, which is ad management. Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. Because I don't want to sit down there doing it myself. Those are low-hanging fruit. Also, a lot of business have data about their who has come, who has not paid, and they need somebody to manage the data. Basic Excel. A lot of people think that if to be in the data space, you have to be an expert in those tools like Power BI and all of that. But I can tell you the secret for free: 60% of companies still use Excel as the foundation. They speak big English outside, but still Excel they send to each other. And those are some of the areas. And for people abroad, they're looking for people now to help with still operational tasks like project management, whether it's product management, and to build solutions for them. And then data. People now need somebody to manage the data that comes to your business. Like a marketing analyst is still data analyst. Financial analyst is still data analyst. HR analyst is still data analyst. We're just taking data into different industries. And there are multiple other roles that are growing. And it's becoming important that you find an area you're already familiar with. Because that's one of the biggest problems. Everyone wants to jump to one road. Then we overcrowd it. And then we say there's no jobs and we start complaining. Which area are you already skilled at? And jump into it. Because right now people are making millions from things that you would not believe within the tech space. Even email marketing. You need somebody, you want to get clients, you need somebody to send out 5,000 emails. You want to do that yourself? Copywriting. People are blogging for companies. So there are a lot of areas within the tech space. Find one and become an expert there. People are paying for expertise. Not task anymore. Don't come and tell me, oh, I've posted today. Was it good? Did he get engagement? Did it stop people from scrolling? If you're able to understand that, for example, you now become an expert at that. And everybody will flock towards it. Because instead of me spending 2 hours to figure it out myself, I can give it to you and you do it for me.
I want to ask you, is it possible to earn globally without traveling at all? You know, some people travel, get the job, then come back and continue working from here. Without ever leaving the shores of Nigeria, is it possible to earn globally without relocating and without having an abroad degree?
So, I don't know if you saw a post that Elon Musk made recently, I think it was a month ago.
They were looking for coding.
You don't need you to have a degree, provided you can do the work, apply. That's how tech has become now. If you look at most of the companies, they don't even put a degree. They don't ask for BSc, MSc. They just want that you have professional experience to have worked somewhere previously. And here's the funny thing nowadays. People have realized that degree is just a document. And I taught in university for years. I realized that what I teach in school, because I have to follow the syllabus and what's happening in industry, when I'm working with clients, I'm working for companies, it's not the same because the school and all their bureaucracy will take years to update their syllabus, get accreditation, so they are always years behind. So now, nobody cares anymore. Can you do the job? Doesn't matter whether you were flipping burgers at McDonald's or you were working as a POS person previous. It doesn't matter, you can earn. And first, it started first from companies not caring where you are, provided you are abroad. Like I've never been to France, but I've worked in Paris. I never met anybody that I worked with that was based in the country. I've worked in Ireland. I've worked in Scotland. And I know people that are working from Nigeria for companies in US, UK, Canada, France, Australia, countries that you would not even believe that they are employing people. Because what they want is you can get the job done. Because certificates, not only degrees, also certificates. A lot of people went into that, let's get PMP, for example, or CBAP, all those popular certificates. And the employer, you cannot do the work. I've employed somebody before. They had over 15 certificates. If you go to our LinkedIn, it's like a thread. But she could not get the job done.
Wow.
Because she was book smart, not practical knowledge. It's like you can pass driving test, but I give you a car, you are hitting everybody on the road.
You spoke of practical knowledge. Please define this practical knowledge for people at home who don't understand, so it can make sense to them.
Practical knowledge is your ability to get the work done. So, for example, let's say you're a social media person, and your expertise is just meta ads. You should be able to run Facebook ads, be able to run Instagram ads, be able to run like targeted ads, be able to run We're Awakening campaign. Or let's say you're an email marketer, and that's the skill set that you should be able to use all the platforms companies can likely use, like HubSpot, Go Level, Kajabi, and different type of tools that helps for automation, because we're moving to a world right now where nobody wants to do a lot of manual work, and a lot of tools are started including automation and AI to help them get the work done. So if you pick an area, you must have been able to deliver it and got results for a client. That's what we call a portfolio. So you're not coming to tell the client, I can do this. I have done this. This is where I did it. I helped this person manage. I sent this email and it led to them getting 50 clients booking appointments. And they were able to close 10 of them, and this generated revenue. And you get everybody's attention when you're making them money.
Because at the end of the day, what matters
tie
is
back your skill set.
What matters is they have to be able to hear what you're doing.
And show them that you've done it somewhere else. Because nobody wants to be the guinea pig.
What role can Wi-Fi, consistency, digital skills play in lifting people out of poverty, home and abroad?
So one thing we take for granted is now the safe democratization of the internet, which means that provided you are able to connect somewhere, because the prices might be different, but provided you're able to access it, the world is now at your beck and call. For me, you need to go to a physical library back in the days to start scrolling through books. Now you could Google everything, and now even Google has included AI. Now previously you need to type in Google and then go and read through articles to find what you know. But now Google actually summarizes and explains to you and points you to articles now, which means that the world is at your palm now. And because you have access to Wi-Fi, why don't you use it to equip yourself?
No, Nigerians are using it to go and abuse celebrities on blogs. That Wi-Fi that some people are using to eat, the average Nigerian is using it to go and
generate a lot of businesses. People are using that to equip themselves. And of course, there are a lot of materials out there instead of you. Because one thing people don't realize is that the time you did not spend equipping yourself is time that you have lost, that you will never get back.
Ever.
While other people are adding new skills, new skill sets to values that they can give to business, you have. So you have access to the internet. Pick a skill set. And there are a lot of materials that are free out there. It doesn't necessarily, we even have a lot of free trainings that we have out there and free webinars that we do so long, conversations like this to provide information and direction to people. So use it to equip yourself. And that's one of the mistakes or cultural shifts that I'm seeing now with Africa, which initially, back in the days, it was important for you to learn something new. Which means that you always wanted to equip yourself so that you could compete with your peers. But now there's no that debate of I want to be better. It was a healthy competition. But now it has now moved to I have internet, let me hear the latest, and that's fine. But the people that you're hearing the news about, they are generating revenue. The influencers, the blogs, this influencing is a business. So if you want to do that as a career path, instead of posting for free, why don't you do that? If you want to go into ads management, why don't you do that? Because you have the internet to learn this. And if you are able to learn these skills, you also have the same Wi-Fi to do the job remotely. So you don't necessarily now need to go to a cyber cafe like back in the days to go and pay for time. You can sit in the comfort of your home. And whether you are abroad or you're in Africa, there are companies that don't care. What they care about is simple. That you can add value. You have a specific skill set that you can prove. And you can show them that you will deliver. And one thing I say a lot of people kind of mentioning it is honesty. People want to be able to trust your word. That if you say you get this done, you will get it done. Because micromanagement doesn't work online. It's not possible for me to track. Even if I want to do that, then it means that you're not adding value to the business. So can they trust you? Are you honest? Can you provide details about your work? And if you don't know certain things, ask questions. But the internet is now a global world and people are making money every day. You just need to realize that as much as it's controversial, you are not, all those flipping money schemes is not the way to go. Build a skill set and it will look like you are flipping money.
Somebody say, bro, remotely, data no easy for Nigeria. Share the see Olodo mindset. You are working and you earn $3,000 a month. Data is not your problem. Do you know what $3,000 a month is? $3,000 a month is about 5 million naira a month. Data is not your problem. You know when data becomes your problem? When you cannot join 3 and 1 together to get 4. That is when data becomes your problem.
But the funny thing is you have data to check blogs, but you don't have data to...
Don't mind, he has data to come and watch Daddy Freeze live, but he doesn't have data to work. It's hard to pity Nigerians. It's extremely hard. Extremely hard. Impossibly hard. I don't even know how they do it. How do you pity this kind of people? Somebody now said, Doctor, honest question. Why are you not in Nigeria working remotely?
Great question. So let's just say some of us left Nigeria before it became an issue. So I've lived abroad probably since 2009. Lived in Ghana for a few years, moved to the UK, and moved to Canada. Here's the funny thing, I'm also looking to move back. Not move back fully, but come stabilize and help set up and do what I'm saying. So you can see me face to face. And that kind of lead to a conference that we're actually launching this year called Tech Force Connect, which is to connect Africa to the rest of the world.
So doctor
and
is not telling... Yeah, go ahead.
I came here to school, went through the normal route, worked, schooled up to a doctorate, worked for companies here, got to an executive level, and stepped down to come and start this to help people scale and break into tech. So the only role I had not occupied before I started my own company was a CEO. Did I kick out the CEO or start mine? So I had done all of it. And I've seen that there's nothing at the top. It's just more money. So now let's build legacy. And that's what I'm trying to build and partner with people. So I'm not running away from Nigeria. I actually want to come back. I actually want to support. And that's why I'm doing this.
Dr. Finn, this is very interesting, I must say. How can you build a global career from anywhere without godfathers, without luck, without prayer and spirituality and fasting, and without connections? Because those are the things that we use in Nigeria. If you don't get connection, if you like, Sabi book from here to tomorrow, you won't go far.
So there's this term that is quite popular here for experts, which means that when opportunity meets readiness, magic happens. Which means that you need to focus on acquiring the skill set first. Because I've said this to a lot of people, if I take you to Dangote, outside begging him for money, do you have something that is of value to him? Because most time when we think about networking, why should I network with you if you have no value for me? So people forget to network with people on their level, which means that build skill set, inform people of your skill set. And I was more reserved type over 10 years. And one of the reasons I started coming online because a lot of people talk about tech without being grounded in it. They relocated abroad or went somewhere and they did a training or did a 1-2 years. I actually have a degree in IT, a master's in IT management for enterprise project, a PhD in AI and computer science.
You have a PhD in AI?
Yes, my PhD is actually in AI and machine learning. Before it became popular, I got my PhD in 2019. Before it became popular. So when people talk about AI, I laugh about it because I've been in the AI space years before people knew what it was. Then we used to explain it in a basic way of automation to say, okay, we put information and then based on information, it spits out certain new type of information to people. So if someone like me now goes and is having conversation and now AI is now popular and I've been equipping myself for 10 years and I start talking, will people listen? I have the qualifications to back it. I have products that are built to back it. I have the CV to back it. But a lot of times we've confused, and that's one of the things that I try to stay away from, but we confuse opportunities as our right rather than opportunities that you've been ready first. So what does that mean is, let me get the skill set. Let me talk to people. Let me inform my friends. Let me talk about it. Let me reach out to people. I say, I can do this. For example, there was a girl I worked with that started her own marketing firm. She used to work under me in the previous company I worked. She reached out to me and said, we just started our own company. I know if I asked you for testimonial because you were my boss years ago, you would do it. But these are the services that I am doing. Choose one. I will provide it to you for free. And then, based on the value that you get, now talk about that service that I provided to you and provide as a testimonial to you. And I can keep going on and on and on, and that's where we go into the coaching and mentorship conversation, which is you want people to put you into rooms, but you do not have any value there. So learn a skill set, build a portfolio, and then make noise about it. Every opportunity you can get to talk about it, talk about it. I can give you on and on where it could be the person's driver, the person's assistant. Somebody that have been in opportunities. So 2 weeks ago, I spoke at a webinar that I didn't even know much about. The research team that they wanted me to be their guest speaker from one of my former alumni from a year ago plus. I help her with stuff occasionally, and I normally don't like in person, but she said, don't worry, we'll take off your flight, we'll fly you, we'll get you an accommodation, we'll sort every time because we want you to talk. And I got there and it was a whole hall filled with people. But that came from value I gave to one person. And it paid off 1 year later as a full weekend paid trip to go talk.
It's not just sometimes talk. It's add value.
Add value to people. But it took years building that reputation. We like quick schemes. Instead of building the brand, building your knowledge base, building your reputation. And people will fight in rooms for you that you are not there if you have added value to their life. And I can count so many people that I've met that got recommended to jobs. And when I was even going through my trajectory of careers, probably all the last 5 jobs before I started my company, I never applied for any of them. A lot of the opportunities were referrals. Oh, we saw that you've done this here. Can you come do this for this way? And even my business, I still get referrals from people saying, oh, I trust and I can vouch for you. So I am referring this person. So focus first on adding value. Focus first on building the skill set. Focus first on building a good reputation about your expertise. So the best example we can give are tailors. They can be very talented, but some of them, you could beg them literally on the day you need it before you get it. But now there's a new set of fashion design coming that are top notch, that understands customer experience. That is not just you do a good job. Is your customer service good? Is the experience of a customer good? And that's important.
Now, tech, AI, machine learning. How does somebody switch from banking, nursing, teaching, or retail into tech or remote roles?
So when people think about tech, they think about you are writing codes or a software developer. But tech is an ecosystem. The person that is selling the software is in tech. The person that is marketing the software is in tech. The person that is talking to customer, when you call your bank, if there's an issue, the person you're talking to is not on the banking side, it's on the tech side, trying to resolve your issue. I cannot log it. It's technology. So tech has expanded now to become part of every other industry. So even within banks, they use softwares. You know, software they used to formerly used to fill papers, but now we don't anymore. They go use computers. Even the teaching nowadays, even though it's still evolving in Nigeria, they're now understanding the impact. It wasn't like 15 plus years ago where you see a computer scientist in Nigeria that had never seen a computer. But now that has changed. We are now seeing that these are key, and even in the retail space. But 50% of what you need to do is your soft skills. Like what are the frees do, your ability to talk to people is one of the most important skill sets in tech. I was talking to someone that is already in tech, that started his own, is in the media production space and started his own photography and videography business. But when he talks to business, it's so technical that they are confused. I just want a picture. I just want you to come and cover my event. What is all these many jargons you are giving to me? And then my counseling for him was to go and learn how to speak English. Because he was speaking tech, not English. Well, you coming from retail, banking, teaching, you know how to speak English. And that's what we need the most in tech. How to ask customers what they need. So that we're building the right thing. How to control the way people see our products. How to de-escalate situations. Most people on this live must have called their bank before to scream at them or call telco to complain. You expect them to be able to de-escalate the situation. So there are many roles within tech that requires your skill set that you already have today. The only thing you now need to do is to acquire the skill set of how to the particular tech role you want, and then learn the software or the tools that has been built to make it faster for you to be able to get the work done. So let's take using the email. You need to go and write email, then you'll be sending from your Gmail. Now there are tools that you can schedule 1 million email in 5 minutes, and even add automations and customized part that say, go and pick their name and add here and customize the email. You go and pick their title and customize the email. And then if they reply, send them to another sequence or automation sequence. So you can move people with automations that is even making your life easier. So if, for example, you know how to be an email marketer, you learn how to automate, companies will run to you because it's cheaper for them to outsource that for you to do than to employ somebody full-time, probably in North America, that is doing that and probably doesn't even know it as much as you do.
Know how to speak English. I'm learning a lot. Dr. Finn, if there's anybody interested in, do you have a class coming up soon?
Yeah, so we have a bunch of programs coming up. So for students abroad, we have digital product management course. So if you're looking to get into business analyst, project manager, product management, then you're probably interested a little bit in the data space. You want to get into data analysis, data scientist, data engineering. We have a bunch of courses also available. available. And also even administrative course, tech startup for you to get into tech and learn operational software that are needed every day. Also, we've expanded, like the last time we talked, I told you we're expanding more into Africa and specifically Nigeria as a spring. But we've launched a bunch of courses for Nigerians that are self-paced. You want to get into social media management. You want to get into ads management. You want to get into operational management for business. A lot of companies are looking for virtual assistants to help them manage their day-to-day activity. You want to get into being able to manage Excel. Like, people don't know how important Excel is. I still use it. Up till today, I still use it every day because it's the only way you can transmit information. And so many people don't know how to do it. And businesses are paying for people to organize information, create graphs in there. And that's one of the programs we are doing. And we have, for our Nigerian courses, we have even as low, and I tell you, will shock you, as low as $50 for people based in Nigeria to start getting to tech, to as much as our advanced courses for Nigerians that are up to $200 to $250.
Wow.
So
Wow.
why it's not just a tagline that I want a million black people in tech. It's actually something that we are doing. Not just trying to train you, trying to work with you to understand your skill set and practical knowledge, trying to also support to find companies that would want to work with you remotely. If you're in Africa or if you are abroad. As we have companies already, US, Canada, all of that who sends us and we recommend. But we have one criteria: you have to learn this skill set. If not, you're just gonna go there. And that's one thing that I'm very careful about. I've worked in companies before where they did not want people that look like us because somebody went there and messed up. But by the time I got there and gave a good reputation now, they started hiring people that looked more like me. So sometimes the person blocking you is us, not someone else.
It's still you.
So we want to build a reputation so that if you do a good job and there are more opportunities, people that look like us will be able to earn more and be able to work remotely.
That's actually very deep. Let's talk about tech. These days, we have what you call technophobes, people that struggle to operate their phone. Please, how do I take a picture? Please, how do I? Must you be techie to get into remote work or AI? What roles exist for non-tech people? This is one of the most important conversations because most of the people watching my live and many of those who might want to come and learn from you are not necessarily techie people. What do you advise, Dr. Finn?
So when we say not techie, and that's one of the fallacy that we have about technology, is that a lot of people were able to join this life, which means they are actually techie. Because when we think of tech, we think of that you have to be doing something big or extraordinary. You use Netflix, you use your WhatsApp, you use Zoom, you come on Instagram, TikTok. That is technology. However, your ability to go behind the scene to add value is now what is different. And let's break that down. Some people have tech, like what you said, they have phobia for technology. It's not like they can't use it, they just get anxiety and panic and can't freak out when you ask them to. So sometimes they need that level of hand holding. And then they realize that, it's not as hard as I thought. It was a mindset shift. That's one thing we kind of focus on, which is hand holding. But there are also roles in tech that do not require you to actually be tech. Because someone needs to sell stuff. A salesperson is a salesperson. If you're already a marketer that is doing in-person or on-ground marketing or local marketing, or what we call physical marketing, it's still the same concept. So you could still be involved in the process to help to create the information, the copies, the structures for people that are going to turn that into ads and all of that. So I do not sincerely believe that there's anybody that is not techie. I think it's a phobia and it's a thing of the mind. However, your speed to be able to acquire the skill set might be different. Some people learn slower. Some people are very fast. And people that learn slower tends to jump into, oh, I cannot do it. It's not that they can't do it. They just need that support to get them and the guidance to go through. However, if you still don't want to go into D-Tech, like I said, there are a lot of roles that are non-techy. Like I have a former student that she said, we taught her everything. So that's why she said, but what I love is copyright. I just want to write it and give to somebody else to deal with it. And she's blogging and she's writing content for people.
Oh, wow.
But she needs to understand the tech space to be able to know what type of content to write for the people.
Or how to even write it.
How to write it. So context is different from using it. Context, you cannot shy away from it. Because if you want to sell a car, and I go to the stand of the car and I'm asking you how many horsepower, asking you the engine, asking you the spec of the car, you don't know it. Is that a car problem or a sales problem? It's you not being a good salesperson.
It's you not being able to deliver on what you are supposed to deliver on. Wow, 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 Dr. Finn. I'm learning a lot. What's the fastest growing role somebody can learn in, let's say, 3 to 6 months?
So one of the key areas that is growing heavily right now for Africans is operational support. People right now need people to do what we will call tasks that are not necessarily mundane but repetitive. I don't want to be booking meetings in my calendar every day. I need somebody to reply emails for me. I need somebody to follow up on tasks. I need somebody to update even accounting. A lot of people are now hiring accountants outside. I need somebody to do my books for me. Like you already know, if you're abroad, they don't play with their taxes. IRS, CRA, they will come for you. So people now are looking for people that will help them with a lot of their day-to-day. So there are so many roles that are available, not only one. But in Nigeria now, how do you fit into any operational part? Is it social media? Is it ads? Is it day-to-day analysis? Is it accounting? Is it sales for company? Why internationally, a lot of people now, due to the democratization, like I like to call it, of AI. AI has existed for 20 years. My professor during my doctorate has 50 years experience in AI. He was one of the founding people in the AI space. Then we used to call it pattern recognition. We were recognizing patterns. And based on those patterns, we are now implementing, we're seeing that we have peak times, for example, you're selling and you see that you have peak times when people buy stuff from you. And then you recognize that pattern. So during those times, you want to put in more budget in your ads so that you get more clients, because that's your best. That's a pattern that you recognize. And that's where AI kind of boils out.
Comes in.
So there are so many fastest growing roles, not only one. And all of them do not require you to go back to university anymore. They just require you to know the skill set that is needed. Identify the soft skills that you already have there. Spend time understanding the tools that they use and practicalize it. That's the biggest part. You cannot drive a car inside your house. You have to get inside the car.
You have to get on the road.
You have to get on the road. Even with your phobia, if you are scared of driving, you have to get on. That's the only way to break a phobia. That's the only way to get things done.
Guys, don't worry. We're going to open up the phone line so you guys can ask your questions. Let us talk about the most affordable ways to learn skills without going back to school full time. Everybody here listening right now saying AI. Because when you hear nursing, I have so many friends who are bankers in Nigeria, now they are nurses. Because now nurse they sell. So when they hear AI, how do they get qualified? How do they learn? What degrees do they need? Do they have to go to school? First of all, let me ask you a question. Dr. Finn, do they have to go to school? Let's tell them the truth.
No, you don't have to. Because that's what we talked about earlier. Nobody. If the richest man in the world is saying, I don't care about your degree, don't even have one. Can you solve this problem for me? I will employ you. Which other company now do you want to go to that will tell you, okay, get all the degrees, but put them for us to see, but you cannot add any value and we'll keep paying you money? People want value. People want you to solve problems for them. And where you can find an area to solve problems for people within the tech space and find businesses, for example. Let's take, for example, plumber. A lot of people do not know that what we call the blue-collar jobs in North America are actually massive industry. Now it's getting warm in North America. Plumbers, electrician, AC and all of that. And they need somebody to generate leads for them. And these people, basically, all they can do is receive phone calls and send emails. That's the people think that provided you are abroad, everybody abroad is so educated. Let's not go into that, but it will shock you that 9 out of every 10 business does not have a website abroad.
Wow.
Because some of them are just sold to people around them for 50 years. You know, like growing up in Nigeria where everybody knows that mama this, that sells this, and you work there. It's the same thing abroad. This is where we all buy this thing from. And this person has built his client base, and it's okay. But now, somebody else is in another street, he's running, asked to take his client in his street. So it's like, okay, how do I expand? And they need somebody, for example, to help them get clients. They need somebody, for example, to bring them online. And even if you go to Facebook or Meta, they have a whole academy to teach you a bunch of this stuff. But of course, not everybody has the discipline to go and follow the syllabus themselves. A lot of these materials that you need for this skill set are already available. You do not need a degree. You do not even need a certificate. Because
you just need to be able to do the work.
Do the work.
So how do you prove to people that you can do this work, Dr. Finn?
So, what we do internally, what we recommend is that you practically do it somewhere, even if for yourself or for free, or do it as part of a program to set up. Within all our programs, it is 60% practical. And it is not, I will do it for you. We'll show you how to do, we'll guide you, we'll explain to you, and then we'll give you a scenario to go and solve a live problem. Okay, you have a client that has this problem. We need you to do ABC. This is how we have done. So it's a problem for client. Now you go do it and come walk us through your thought process. Because your ability to think, companies know that there will never be an exact problem. So they want to see how you think through problems. Okay, if you have this scenario, you go through it and then solve. And then now you're able to do that, and that now becomes a portfolio that you can show to them. I did this training, I worked in this practical program. Or you go online and do it yourself if you can train, like someone posted on YouTube. But 90% of people don't have that discipline. They need that proctoring to be held accountable. And other ways to do it is when you start, offer, even at a discounter or a few to testimonial, find big brands or people to say, I can do A, B, C, D for you to get testimonials. Offer to your friends. You might have a friend, let's say you are in the art space or social media, or you want to be a person, you have a friend that runs a business. Let me give you an example. There are a couple of people who wanted to go into the product design space, even product management. And what they did, they look for a friend that has a startup, was trying to build a product and offered value there. To say, okay, I will do this for you guys, for me to build my portfolio with you.
Nigerians are not ready to build portfolio. Now they want to start seeing the money.
Because your portfolio is what we sell long term. And by the time you get a portfolio and testimonials, it will keep increasing, because anybody that comes that is happy, you ask for a testimonial. Can I add it to my portfolio? Then you add them. And that's how you build a brand. And we can see how, so let's take, for example, the VCA that just ended. You can see all the brands partnering now with actors, actresses, and all of that. Because they know that is a portfolio, that's a working portfolio. And it's the same model that you could use with any skill set. And I always tell people this when it comes to tech, is that we are not doing anything new in tech. We are taking things that you are already doing in other industries and bringing it here and applying it here. Storytelling. You can see how influencers are not telling stories about brand. Nobody goes straight to just selling. They're telling you a clear story, the value, the ethos, why they go, and that's how they're able to build connection. So whatever skill set you have, find people that need it. And it's very rare you will not have one friend or one person that needs or knows somebody that needs it.
Wow. 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 So brilliantly put. Now, another very important thing is, what are common mistakes people make when trying to switch careers, and how can they avoid these mistakes?
Okay, so I'll say you've said it in a different way, but I'll rephrase it. Do not go to the popular area because everyone is doing it. We've seen that happen so many times. Oh, nothing's there and everybody rush there. And you see blood and you are fainting. You're not passionate about it. There's nothing wrong with healthcare. But is that something? Do you love taking care of people? And it's same thing in tech. Oh, everybody's becoming a scrum master, you go there. But meanwhile, you have a flair for social media management. You are able to see opportunity. You are able to be a good storyteller. We're seeing now we are now getting a new set of influencers that are storytellers. That's their strong point, the ability to tell a brand story, to drag in customers. That's social media management. You already know how to run ads, but you take it for granted. You already understand the Excel, or that's an area you like data and information and be able to see opportunities for business, and you take it for granted. You're very organized. You know how to plan, follow up, and coordinate. That's literally project management. I tell people that a party planner is one of the best project managers you can get. A successful one, because nowadays, not everyone. A good party planner is actually a very good project manager. You know how hard it is to coordinate our dogs? Get the case to show up on time. Get the MC to be there. Get the DJ. Get everybody organized and structured. That's a project manager. It's the same thing they would do for something. The same thing they would do for a house project. The same thing they would do for a construction project. So find the skill set that you already have. Assess yourself. What do I enjoy doing? What can I wake you up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. to come and do, and you'll be excited to do? And then find the roles that need that skill set. Because when you find a role that you're passionate about, it's no longer work. Because it's going to get hard. And when it gets hard, that passion is what will keep you going.
It's not easy. Even me having to wake up at 2 a.m. to come and talk to Americans during American peak time is not easy for me, but somebody has to do it. And I always see myself waking up, whether I like it or not, whether I'm in the mood or not, the show must go on. I learned that, and I've stuck with it for a very, very long time. The show must go on. So be careful what career you pick, because when you find yourself snap dab in the middle of it, how are you going to cope? How is AI reshaping the job market for Africans and Black professionals globally? We're rounding off, so I'm going to bring people to ask you questions. But Doctor, how is AI reshaping the job market?
So now people are able to do things faster. There's actually, I don't call it a role, I don't agree it's a role, but it's kind of a role which is called prompt engineering. Your ability to be able to ask intelligent questions.
Wow.
To ChatGPT, Claude, and all of that. To be able to refine information for you to get the right information you can use for anything. And now, because AI has now become what we call democratized, which means that you do not need to go set up your own server, have millions of information, spend billions of dollars to set it up, you are now able to incorporate it into any role that you do. And companies now are even adding it to the tools that you're already using. There's a lot of automations now. There's a lot of ability to chat on your behalf. A lot of businesses now don't need to have 24 hours employees. I take for example, IKEA was able to, and this was even 2 years ago before last year, early last year, before AI became very popular. IKEA was able to cut out 70% of their first level questions. So IKEA is one of the biggest companies that makes furnitures, and you can buy them and assemble them yourself. So people like it because it makes them feel useful. You buy furniture, you feel like a carpenter trying to fix it. And that model has worked and become $1 trillion business. But they realize that people are asking basic questions. Where can I find this screw? So you have a whole human being answering for that. So they're like, why don't we just bring AI that will answer all these first level questions of what the screw is in this page of the document. You can go to this page and just point them to direction. And they were able to sieve out 70% of redundant tasks, and they are now focusing on solving real problems that need humans. So AI now is becoming, like someone posted, your assistant to make your life easy. Anything you're doing, you can have conversations too with ChatGPT and multiple other tools to help you. And also, companies are incorporating AI, so they need somebody that can use it, or somebody that understands the product enough to make sure that AI is incorporated into the right part of the product. And provided you are able to position yourself as an expert, and a lot of Nigerians are doing that right now, you'll be able to add value. Because if you do not understand AI, you do not understand an industry, whether you like it or not, AI is here to stay. It's not going to take your jobs. I want to be clear for that. But the people that can use AI within your industry or the roles in tech you're interested in will take your job.
Wow. Mind blowing. So IKEA don't latch on to AI. That work where they do, if you know sabi AI, robot will replace you. It can be like say I don't tell you. Is AI something we should fear or embrace? Especially for remote work and digital income. Is this something we should worry about?
So it's not something we should worry about, but it's something we should be concerned about because of ethics. Ethics in terms of anything that is good, somebody would find a way to use it for the wrong intention. So that's actually, I had a conversation, was it on TV series, where we were talking about moving from oil, especially in Nigeria, and looking at tech and AI and all of that. One of the things that is important is any industry that we do not set certain laws in, somebody will abuse it. For example, I just found out like an hour or two before this interview that Canada did the election, and now we have the prime minister got in, but he's now fully voted in, and he's going to be nominated.
AI don't hook. I been a me hook. Tomorrow didn't say be AI. Guys, can you see me? Shana me hang. I been a Dr. Finn hang. Ah, I'm all gal.
Hello, everybody.
What happened? What happened? Dr. Finn. Dr. Finn, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know. It just disconnected.
All right, so continue what you were saying, Dr. Finn. We're back.
Yeah, hi. So we're talking about AI. So AI is not something to be concerned
Worried about.
or something to be worried about, but something to be concerned about. Because of course, if there's no laws or structures and all of that, people will find a way to utilize it for the wrong intentions, which is not exactly what it was intended for. However, it's something that we'll have to embrace because it's here to stay. It's going to make it easier for us to deliver low value tasks. So, what's automation? Automation is basically training a system to be able to replicate tasks based on commands or triggers and steps that you have outlined. And AI takes it way further to be able to even create new steps or things to do that are different from what you've actually taught it to do previously. It takes it another step further. And for many industries, things will become redundant. So let's take, for example, the supply chain industry. Where say you're making shoes, making clothes. Formerly, everything used to be done manually. And then machines came that are producing and creating it. But it did not make people redundant. It made them move towards...
It created a shift.
Now, operators, creative. Okay, let me learn how to operate the tools that we need to be able to get the work done. So it's just moving humans to higher level of work, making you to use your brains better, making you to move to more valuable things. Because the low level tasks do not require you anymore. AI and automation can take advantage of it. So your ability to be able to understand these AI and automation tools, or AI automations is software and tools that are used within your industry in tech, your ability to be able to add value to them, which means that how, for example, Figma is a platform or Canva. Everyone A lot of people now able to design graphics and all of that. Back in the days, you need to learn CorelDRAW, then Adobe. Now with Canva, most people are designing. However, Canva has inputted AI that you can talk with it and tell it how creative you want your flyer, your designs to look like, and it will implement it. But if you do not understand design, how do you tell it what to design? So the skill set relevant now is the creativity. Because AI has its limitation to creativity. You need to provide expectation. And even when it goes beyond its boundaries of creativity, it could actually not come out. That's why, for example, you can send a message to ChatGPT and it will mix it up because it's not perfect. It's growing to get better. But the person is able to understand what they need to do, be able to catch those gaps and stand out and be able to add value. So creativity now is not the best way to add value.
Word, word, word. Dr. Finn, what are the top AI tools or trends that beginners should learn right now?
So there are a lot of tools that are out there or AI. The basic or the foundation one is that if you're not using ChatGPT or Claude, you're probably staying under a rock. You should at least be familiar with it and play around with it. And they have a free version. So at least play around it to understand how it works. And then there are tools that are specific within different industries. For example, Facebook or Meta has their own Meta AI that can help you with ads and a bunch of things. Even within your Instagram, there's an AI there where you can chat with to create stuff, create things for you and ask questions and all of that. Let's say if you want to go into email marketing, what are the tools that are out there? And most time, AI is not majorly standalone. Most time, they add it to the tool you're already using in those industries. So let's say you want to be a designer. Canva has AI. Figma has AI. Adobe has also added AI. If you want to be in the project management space, Jira and Confluence realize that we store so much information. Why do people now need to go and search for them? Why don't we just input AI that will go find the information for us? Asana, Trello, most of the project management tool now has AI included in them. Or what we call chatbots. So find the systems that has chatbots that you can speak English to, converts to 1 and 0s, gets the information for you and replicates it.
1 and 0s is binary, by the way, for those who don't understand.
And the key thing here now is every role has AI tools. If you just Google AI for this, you will find 50. And let me shock you, there are a lot of companies now, like 11 Labs, and I know one of my friends that actually got grants in 6 figures to help build creatives that will connect to AI. So companies are actually funding startups and all of that to do that. Not just in abroad, even in Africa. Even Grammarly. Grammarly was one of the first tools that came out to help improve how you write and type. But now they've incorporated AI. So 90% of tools will use AI in the next 2 to 3 years as part of their models to scale. Because whoever is using AI is going to follow and become irrelevant. Including the humans that cannot use AI in their industries are going to become irrelevant.
Now, let's talk about freelancing, entrepreneurship, job hunting. How can AI be used to boost that? And what's the link between AI automation and creating borderless income streams? Guys, I'm going to open up my phone lines in a minute so you guys can ask Dr. Finn your questions.
So a lot of people want to get tasks done and they don't have enough work to do that requires you to work 9 to 5 for them. They just want to deliver value. I want to use email marketing. I want to manage my operations. I want someone to come set up automations or processes for me. I want somebody to come set up my ads for me and work with me. And they will pay you to get it done. That's what we call freelance. And then entrepreneurship, you want to build a service around it where it's not just you are working with random people, but you have service packages that people can come buy from you. However, I always encourage that before you go into entrepreneurship, learn the ropes of your trade somewhere. I've done it somewhere where you're doing 9 to 5 or freelancing. I've built your testimonial and your profile before you go into that. Because it means you go into entrepreneurship, it means that you're going to be getting other people working with you. And then job hunting. There are a lot of companies, like I said, there are a lot of remote job boards that are now out there, remote and a bunch of them that are now out there, or remote communities that are out there that specifically are posting jobs, and they'll connect you to companies that are wishing to hire. And what's the link between AI and automation and borderless income? Companies now want people to create processes for them that will take care of mundane tasks, day-to-day tasks, and that's where automation comes in. You click on this, it does something else. For example, one of the most popular, most people might have heard of a platform is popular in North America, you call ManyChat. Or you've seen somebody say, comment this and I will send you this. That's an automation that you can set up and you can get trained on doing using that. And you comment a certain word and it sends messages and it chats with you and it sends information. You're not talking to a human being, you're actually talking to an automation. Even Facebook includes those type of automation now in their ads where you can qualify a client. Okay, what do you want? What's your pricing? All of you can ask all the questions. And the person can message you at 3 a.m. and you are sleeping. And your automation will qualify them and you call them at 7 a.m. and the person will feel good. Saying, oh, I even contacted the person at 2 a.m. and they provided all the details to me. They were so helpful and all of that. But technology is now becoming part of your workforce. And then the AI part is companies want to be able to use the information that they have to make decisions for them. They think, for example, company sells real estate or sells houses, and people are coming to chat there. They want a system that is integrated that based on the questions that you are asked from the automation, it goes to pull the right houses that fits your price range and send to you, or email to you, or text to you. That's where AI now comes in. So most time automation starts it, and then AI takes over to now take actions that are dependent on certain type of requests that might not necessarily follow a sequence of actions like humans would do. And now, due to this, people don't care where you are if you can solve the problem. I was speaking to somebody very popular, I don't want to call him because it's quite popular within the coaching space in Nigeria. And he grew his social media page from 300,000 to over 2 million people from somebody out in the Philippines that he has never met in 1 year. Never met the person, but this is his expertise. How did he get the referral? Oh, I know this guy that grew my page by 1 million people. And this is data, this is portfolio that we're talking about. So, even though I'm going into specific conversations in terms of the roles, it doesn't matter. There's so many roles if you're abroad: project management, product, scrum master, designers, data analysis. There's so many roles, but the bottom line is find out how you can add value, and people will not care where you are. Even if you're in Latvia, people would employ you.
All right, guys. What are your questions for Dr. Finn? What are your questions for Dr. Finn? The conversation is you don't need to be abroad to make dollars anymore. So just ask your questions around that theme. Whatever pops into your head is fair game. So send in your requests now. Dr. Finn, if they want to get in touch with you, how do they get in touch with you?
Yes, so we have 3 numbers that you can reach out. So we have career coaches that their job is to talk to you, and if needed, I will also be available to talk to you. But the idea here is to try to understand you so that they can be able to recommend areas that fits into your personality, because a lot of people are just jumping into training and they finish, they never use it, they are not sure if that's what is important for them. You have 3 numbers. All you need to do is send a WhatsApp message or a text message to them. Or if you're in Africa, send a WhatsApp message to them because it's free, and they would have a call with you or book some time and arrange to answer your questions and then guide you to the right course that meets first your existing expertise, so you can come in. Because most of the time, if you're using your existing expertise, it shortens your time to be able to start something. So we want to get you in, and then you can now expand your skill set. The phrase, I send you 3 numbers to you, but I can read it out if you also.
Let me read them out. In fact, let me pin them if I can. Let me drop the numbers right now. I need to mute TikTok. +1 343 883 3941. Who is this one? This one does not even know he's live. +1 343 883 3941. I need you guys to take down this number. This is very, very important. +1 289 505 9048. And +1 581 203 1143. I'll take the numbers again. I need to pin them. Copy. How do I paste? Nah. How do I? Okay. Real quick. I'm trying to see how's the best way to paste. Can you paste the numbers, Doctor? Can you type them out so I can pin? I don't want to type the wrong numbers because my eyes are not too good like that.
Okay. +1 343 883 3941. Second one is +1 289 505 9048. Third one is +1 581 203 1143. So, yeah.
Guys, all your questions should be directed to Dr. Phil. The world is going AI now. Dr. Phil, did you drop the numbers?
Yes, I.
All right, so I've pinned the numbers.
Okay.
I've pinned the numbers right there. Come on, ask Dr. Finn all the questions that are on your mind, though. So, Sama Baby is joining us. Samaria.
Good evening.
Good evening, my darling. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So,
I was just wondering. I was trying to just ask, doctor, how long is this training? How long does this training take?
Where you based? We have different types of training. We have 1 week trainings to 1 month trainings to 3 months trainings, depending on the level of advancement you want to kind of get into and the different courses.
Okay, the next question would be, so do you help your students, what kind of certification do you issue? Do you issue like a certification upon completion or what?
Yes, so we have a certificate of completion, yes.
What kind? Is it a physical copy or digital?
So it's digital because we have students around the world. It's going to be hard to physically get around.
Okay.
So it's digital,
So,
yeah.
okay, do you as well like help to package resume for something, or do you, like all those? Do you do that? Do you offer, how?
Yes, so we have a resume clinic, and not just resume clinic. We have a job preparation clinic. What does that mean? It starts first from a session on how to build resumes for our advanced program, not for all the program. 1 week programs does not include some of that, but for our advanced program for people abroad, it includes a resume clinic where you are able to get the needed understanding of building a resume first. It also includes templates, advanced templates that are ATS friendly. It also includes job interview preparation. Not everybody really knows how to answer questions. They tend to babble a lot and go in circles. How to answer the question you were asked, giving you processes or talking in a way that is logical. Yeah, people like storytellers that is walking them through how they added value. So showing them how to also answer interview questions and be able to get opportunities and preparing you for interviews. And we also have job assistance process where we share jobs that come in our network for you to apply multiple times. And we're looking to expand that further. But yes, we have a full job support process because it's not about doing the training. If you do not get that motivation, that support, a lot of times in human nature, you just run away or you have that anxiety because it's easy to do the training and they're looking for a job and then you start having that imposter syndrome sometimes. So we want to hold you and support you to transition.
Okay, sounds good. Someone asked the question here. The person said, do you offer any training in project management, project scheduling to be precise?
Yes, we do. So project management is one of our careers within the tech space because that's one of the growing areas. Companies are spending millions of dollars. Like Meta started the metaverse that literally they spent hundreds of millions of dollars that failed. The companies are looking for people.
The metaverse failed?
Yeah. How many people use it nowadays? So what they wanted to build is not what we have today. They now moved to Oculus and glass and all that. They wanted to build an alternate reality where life can happen. But they ended up firing over 1,000 employees that were employed to do that because, yes, they wouldn't tell you failed, but if they find out the people that are building the product, it means that there's no roadmap for success. So a lot of companies need project managers that will be able to manage the people because humans are very hard to deal with. If you've taught in schools before for kids, you know how difficult. Think about a full-grown adult. Telling them what to do it on time, to follow process, to even communicate. You know how hard it is to make two adults just work together. So imagine when a company is spending hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars on projects, they want somebody to ensure that you meet timeline, you deliver what you need, and you deliver what you said you would deliver.
That's right. Okay, thank you. These are my questions. Daddy Freeze, thank you.
Thank you so much, Sama baby.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Bless you too. I gotta go.
Alrighty. So, let me go back. Somebody else wants to come. Let me go back to the questions. I'm waiting for the gentleman to call so I will not to join live so I will not be interrupted. Guys, ask your questions now. Don't send me DM and ask me any question. I don't know anything about this and I cannot help you. All right. Another person has sent a request. Sorry, I'm finding it a bit hard connecting the requests. I don't know what's wrong with Instagram today. All right. So what are the top 3 remote jobs young Africans can start with no experience?
Great question. The first one is virtual assistants. A lot of companies are looking for people to use. Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, Dr. Phil.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So thank you for this space. I want to ask, do you do training on social media management or Meta Ad or Google Ad? Yes, so we have training for social media management, which is just launched. We also have trainings for ads management also that's also launching. Yes, so we do both. Okay, am I permitted to ask cost implication here, or I have to? Yes, so yeah, I try to be as transparent as possible. So for people based in Nigeria, we have a version that is set up that is $50. That's been subsidized to $50 for our entry level course, but we have a more advanced one. But most time I try to want to get people to even understand if that's what they want to do first before they jump into going to learn everything. So yes. Okay, so after the training, there's like an onboarding or job opportunities you guide your students through, right? So for the short courses, or for the $50 one is to kind of give you the skills that you need, and we'll provide information and you go look for it. It doesn't include job support. It's our advanced courses where we have like a full resume clinic. However, we're not going to leave you stranded. You're still going to get you're still going to get subsidies on like a job readiness bundle that's available that is as low as 5,000 naira for it. That would include templates and all of that you can get. So, interview questions, job boards, resume samples that you can set up, how to build your portfolio, where to find jobs, all of this will be within those bundles.
Okay, my dear brother, I hope your question was answered. Network done the hang again. All right, back to us, Dr. Phil. What specific tech skills or certifications are employers looking for now for 2025 and beyond?
So right now, employers are looking for people that can get the job done. Which painfully, those people that spend time like myself going to gather a lot of certifications and academic qualification is no longer necessary. Because that is, you could see anybody that's able to solve the problem. You can see 19 years old that's making $1 million online, helping businesses be able to run ads. I know some of them. Seeing people generating so much revenue by just connecting people to each other. And there are different types of businesses. For example, Uber is just connecting to people. Uber doesn't have cars. Nobody has actually thought about Uber is a technology, right? They don't own the cars. They don't own the products. They just connect to people. And so middleman businesses within the tech space is now becoming a growing area. And it does not require certificates. However, it requires skills. And some of the core skills that are needed is your ability to add value. Either you're adding value in bringing clients, adding value in building the brand, adding value in marketing the brand, adding value in managing the clients or delivering the service. Because there are a lot of marketing agencies, tech agencies, even blue-collar jobs that are looking for people to take care of the tech part for their business. And it's not complicated process. Could be we need a tool to be able to manage our leads. We needed an automation to send out emails and somebody to track them and let us know what is working and what is not working so we can change it. We need somebody to come and manage our projects for us. We need somebody to come and design the new software we want to build a product designer. We need somebody to come and manage this, to come up with the functionalities, which is product managers. We need somebody in the company that will just be looking at data, which is a data analyst or data scientist and all. Because a lot of companies have their own data that they acquire, what you are clicking on, what you are doing, but they weren't using this information. But AI now has made it easy for them to pull this information and train the AI on their information. And somebody that can build that bridge and maintain it for them. We have roles like DevOps coming up, that you're just sitting down. Companies now are not buying supercomputers. They are renting space on the cloud, as we call it. And they need somebody to manage it and make sure that people can connect to their servers, people can connect to their products and all. So skills are more relevant now than certifications. And the funny thing is that a lot of companies, if they employ you, they always have some type of support or additional benefits for trainings, conferences, and certifications, especially for people abroad. We helped a lot of our students here that worked in a company. The company sponsored them to do our trainings or sponsored them to do other training because you have budgets already. Have you seen any CEO that will come and tell you, please spend my money? They'll put it in your contract. How many black people read their contract? The fine line of the contract. They know you won't read it, and the money will go back at the end of the year. So focus on skills and find people who need that skill. We call it your target audience. Who are the people that want that problem solved for them? And can you solve it faster? Because people pay for speed also. The people that have a private jet, it's not because they can't go. Yeah.
Okay, you are back, brother.
Sorry. Yes, the network was.
All right, finish asking your question.
The advanced course and yeah, my question was, after paying for the training, is there some sort of guide or help to secure some jobs?
Yes. Jobs? So what we've done is, and I'm assuming you're based in Nigeria?
Are you based in Nigeria, brother? His network is too bad.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
So just to answer that, for people based in Nigeria, we'll kind of set up a community to support you and all of that. We have bundles with materials and all of that that will be available for you to be able to guide you through that. For the advanced courses, some of those things, they get them as part of the course. But for the short courses at $50, those are 1 week program to get you in, get you the needed skills, to get you the bundle. And you can start from that. We've seen people use these programs to be able to get in. And as you want to deepen your skill set, and you go for more tools. Because let's take, for example, a project manager. They might learn one tool in the short self-paced with a life start and end in our course. But by the time you start going to companies and they're using 4 or 5 different project management tools in different companies and all of that, you now need to expand beyond. Advanced courses that will teach you like multiple project management to Jira, Asana, Trello, and all of that. For example, companies don't use WhatsApp. Most of them will use a platform we call Slack. That's where we teach you how to communicate. I call Slack WhatsApp for business. But that's where companies communicate and engage with their employees or the team. So see, but what we're trying to do is to make it affordable for you to get in, especially for those in Nigeria. And then as you understand it and you now want more knowledge and grow deeper and more, you can now improve your skill set. But for those abroad, we already have structured programs that includes all of this for you. That includes the trainings, include the practicals, include working on a live project, include full job preparation clinic, which is resume, interview prep, interview questions, and even alumni sessions and mock interview preparations. Because sometimes the only way you know you're saying things wrong is to say it to someone else. Before the person even tells you, you start clicking in your head that, okay, I didn't say it. So sometimes you need rehearsals. And that's also something we provide as part of our program. And we have students like Australia, the UK, US, Canada, Austria, and different parts of Europe and North America. Even countries that I didn't even know people were, trying to translate the text. China, Israel. Where people reach out from different parts of the world.
All right, Dr. Finn, I'm going to announce the numbers once again. Do you have any email address?
Yes, so I can also drop an email that would be for those who would prefer to send an email. You can send an email to.
So send your emails right now to the email we're going to announce. But in the meantime, here are the numbers you need to call: +134 388 33941, +128 950 59048, and +1 581 2031143. We're talking about remote jobs, and Dr. Finn is helping people home and abroad get remote jobs. What is a remote job? A job that does not require you to go to the office every day. There are full remote jobs and there are part remote jobs. Part remote jobs include those jobs that you go to once or twice a week, and then you don't you work from home for 4 days or 5 days a week. Then there's some that are where you have to work, maybe you go there once or twice in 6 months and the rest is from home. And there's some that every single thing you do is 100% remote. Once again, the numbers are +1 34 388 33941, and +1 28 950 59048. Take down the numbers: +158 120 31143. So, Dr. Finn, let me ask you one more question as we close today. If someone watching right now, let's imagine there's somebody watching right now, and the person wants to start earning online ASAP, which course should they start with?
Yes, so we have a program especially for those based in Africa, which is Tech Starter, which is learn the operational tools that are needed, that companies need today. Learn how to deliver value for them. Learn how they want the value delivered. So, for example, a lot of people do not understand how important it is to understand Google Workspace. Just managing email on Google Workspace. Do you know within your Google Workspace you can manage emails, you can set up forms, you can set up even calendars that people can book meetings with you. You can set up surveys. It has Google Sheets. So within the Google Workspace, they provided a whole plethora of tools that you can use to manage a business. A lot of businesses don't know how to use it. A lot of companies are paying for calendar when they can use Google Calendar for the same functionality. Right. And if you come in and you're able to identify this gap and reach out to business and I can help you manage your operational part of your business and all of that, you'll be able to also for people internationally, there's a key area. Companies are looking for people that are in the creative space and can also manage people. One of the biggest problems I see right now is that we're realizing that technology is not the problem, people are the problem. If you're not able to get people to use technology right, which are like project manager, product managers, and all of that, then you'll be building the wrong solution. And now data has now become the new oil. As much as everyone is running away, I don't want to learn any type of programming. Like I said, Excel is the foundation of data analysis. And a lot of companies are realizing that we have this much information about our customers, but we're not using any of it. And they are now building their internal capacity because someone else will take your food. And if you see what Temu and the rest are doing within the fashion space,
that dress that you want to buy yourself for, Temu will get it for you for 10K.
You know, because they are seeing what people are clicking. They're taking advantage of what people are doing. And they're showing you the things that you looked at or you touched and they're in your face till you finally just give up and say, let me just try them. And a lot of companies are realizing that they have to be aggressive in marketing, but you have to do what we call intelligent marketing. Not just tell people I sell this. Find out what they really want and show them why it's important they get it right now.
All right. Another person with bad network, instead of them to develop themselves. Now, if someone wants to start today, if someone wants to sign up with you today, how can they sign up? Where can they sign up?
So there are multiple places they could, but the easiest way is contact the number and they'll be able to provide you directly the setup. Another way is send an email and they'll be able to sign you up and get your visa and reach out to you to get you registered for the program and guide you through. You can actually also go straight on our website to go to our trainings and I can actually drop it here. Also, you be able to see all our trainings that we have. And there's even a lot more that are not listed there that are launching actually this week. And I'm actually, I forgot to mention it, hosting a webinar at the end of this month where we're just May 31st, where I'm just going to be talking about how to get into tech and giving you a playbook for free. It's a free webinar. You don't need to pay. You just need to come there to understand and create your own playbook of how to get into tech. Why? Because a lot of people are doing it. And I see a lot of people that their friends don't know they work in tech. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you don't want to be left behind the scene and people are doing a bunch of stuff. They are not able. And you are assuming that they are doing the same thing with you, meanwhile they are building their career, they are advanced. So you could send a message to sign up for the course. You just need to talk about the areas you're interested in. And if you're not even clear on what area, because the biggest problem we have is people don't know where to start from. They will be able to guide you, ask you questions to understand what you've done previously, your level of expertise in terms of general technology, and then match you to an area to start with. Whether you're in Nigeria, Ghana, the UK, France, Spain, Italy, Austria, Canada, US, they'll be able to now match you to the right area. Because most of the time the problem is not doing the course, the problem is making sure that you fit into the right area so you are able to build a career.
All right. So the numbers, once again, please take down these numbers: plus 134 388 33941. I'll take that number again: plus 1 343 8833941. Another one is plus 1 289 505 9048. And the final number is plus 158 1203 1143. So your party notes, Dr. Finn.
So key thing I always tell people is there's nothing like I am not tech. You just have not gone into what you considered advanced technology. Everything we use around us today is technology. Your DSTV is technology. Your WhatsApp is technology. Netflix is technology. Spotify, YouTube is technology. You're already using technology. So figure out how to add value within the tech ecosystem based on the skill set you already have. And there are a lot of people that are willing to exchange money with you for that value that you can add.
So, lovely hosting you, Dr. Finn.
Thank
And
you for having me.
I hope you guys are taking advantage of this. He has a session in Nigeria for just $50. Literally 50 US dollars. That's less than 10K. And if you're wise and know how to utilize resources, that could be your foot in the door. You don't have to be techie. You don't have to have studied a tech course. You don't have to know how to code. You just have to talk to the right people. So I'll give you the numbers again right now as we officially end. Plus 1-343-8833-941 plus 128-9505-9048 and plus 1581-203-1143. Thank you, Dr. Finn, and God bless. And look forward to hosting you again soon. Guys, drop your questions in the comment section, and the numbers to call will also be right there in the caption. Take care and God bless.
Thank you. Bye-bye.